Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chase with the Hanging With Azarian podcast, episode number 3. We're keeping the streak going. On this episode, I have my roommate, Justin Wingate, as we talk about starting new YouTube channels, the time my GoPro blew up, the time my drone was sunk in the Keys, and even a little bit of the new Call of Duty. Talk about our opinions on that, which I didn't expect to happen. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and thanks for listening again. Peace. So this is going to be are we making this attempt 6 officially? Attempt number 6 at starting the Hanging With Azarian podcast with Justin Wingate. We literally just talked for 5 minutes and we were like, So the context to this scenario is Justin was supposed to be the first guest, like 4 different times, and every single time there was something wrong with the audio on my end. Justin was a great guest. We had a great conversation. It wasn't like our conversation sucked. Mm-hmm. But that being said, we just started trying to do that conversation again. We're like, damn, we talked about this for
we did
4 times.
We did it like 4 hours of
just the same thing.
The first 2 were great. Yeah. And then the third one was like, all right, let's not talk about it that much. Let's talk about other things. And then it's just like, I don't know.
It feels fake because we talked about it multiple times.
The first time it was smooth.
Yeah, I think we could maybe bring up parts of it later, but Justin will probably be on the podcast a second time as long as I don't die or the podcast is still around like 30 weeks from now. But Justin, I guess for the 5th time on explaining who he is, how I know him, we did photography at Disney World together. Mm-hmm. Justin was very cool. I was homeless for like 2 weeks in the beginning of January. I was sleeping on his mom's couch, and he comes out of his room because he's going to like a 2 a.m. shift working for ESPN. And I was like, hey, man, I might have this apartment lined up in the morning. I don't know. This is very last minute. Would you want to move in? And he was like, I got to think about it. I wasn't really considering.
It was on the spot, and I'm like, yeah, that's a commitment.
It is a commitment.
That's not like hey, do you want to go get food style?
This is
hey.
It's going to be 14 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we are in that apartment. So he's a very spontaneous person. I'm honored to call him my friend. So, Justin, how we doing, man? It's not like I've been talking to you all morning, but how you doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there trying to figure out things.
Yeah? Trying to figure out things?
I'm still processing what the hell's going on. And, the world. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. How's the new setup compared to the old setup? Because you were the only one to go through that old setup of the table.
I like it, but I like this better. But I'm still trying to get adjusted.
Yeah. Are you going for like the lay down approach for a second?
Because I have to move around.
Okay.
I can't sit still. Mm-hmm. And that's like my biggest problem is trying to figure out like, this is comfortable. Uh-huh. A minute later, I'm gonna be like,
it's gonna be something else.
Like, I gotta go here.
All right,
and I gotta go here, and it's just like,
And the table kind of just sits you down like that.
Yeah, and like I want to put my feet, but it's like I don't want to mess up anything.
Mm-hmm. So, because we got a lot going on down there for sure.
It's fun. It's a lot better. I like it better.
Okay, sounds good. So we've made that upgrade.
Yes.
And one thing I wanted to talk about with Justin that wasn't related to the 4 previous attempts at recording this damn podcast is YouTube. Because YouTube is a platform that you can make a lot of money on. Mm-hmm. I'm in the process of rebooting and rebranding my entire channel. And I'm, I want to say very confident, but I'm more than confident that shit's going to be big 5 years from now. And I'm kind of in the process of, today I'm scripting 2 more videos. Tomorrow I'm scripting 3 more videos. And I kind of wanted to talk about how to grow on YouTube a bit, which sounds weird because I'm not like a big YouTuber. But that being said,
you have the experience compared to
people that want to get into.
Like I've never done. I mean, I've done like videos. Uh-huh. Like I've made full on like vlogs and like videos like that, but I've never like published them.
Right,
they're all on my hard drive. I've never put them out. I don't know. And I'm still trying, even this morning, because I did all that yesterday, where I put the video, I made the YouTube, made the banner, because like I did my pre-existing one.
Yeah.
So like I made an account so that way I can like subscribe to like a bunch of YouTubers, so that way I don't have to go through and search them.
Right.
Well, I went through, I did like your icon logo, like your background, did all of that, and I'm like, okay, I have like this plane vlog that my brother and I flew to was it Daytona for dinner. I was like, that's cool
because your brother's a pilot.
Yeah, like, it was, I mean, the video tells itself where he literally called me up and was like, hey, do you want to go get dinner? And I'm like, no, because, like, I'm broke. But he's like, well, what happens, like, if we go to Daytona? And I'm like, I really don't want to drive an hour. And he goes, no, meet me here. We're flying there and we're flying back. I'm like,
that's sick.
I can't complain. That was cool. It's sitting there. I don't know if I want to publish it.
Why not? That sounds like an interesting... I would click on that.
Because I don't know how to title it.
Title, we flew to Daytona for for dinner. Like, that's clickbaity right there. You know what I mean?
The video's 3 minutes long. Mm-hmm. It's 7 minutes. I don't know how to cut it.
What do you mean the 3 minutes?
As in, I didn't edit it. I filmed it all. The cinematic, not good. Choppy. The color grading was not, frowned upon. I didn't like it.
I think you think it has to be perfect.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's how...
Which I feel, but at the same time, it's like...
I kind of would consider myself a perfectionist, in a way.
Do you think that's a problem?
Yes.
Okay.
A very...
Because I feel like I used to be the same way, and I think I've done a good job at kind of breaking that.
To certain things, it's a big problem. Photos, huge problem. But videos, it's just like, I just want to post it. And I don't know why. And I'm very annoyed because all I have to do is just go in, click it, and then it's posted. And I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, hey, man, the first one is the one that you just have to put out there, I feel like, because I think a lot of people, surprisingly, are in the same exact boat that you are. Like, I've heard many people tell me multiple times, I have a YouTube video. I'm going to post it. And then 3 months later, I'm like, yo, did you ever post that YouTube video? Like, nah. It was sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, you flying.
I mean, that's how I feel like I'm going to be where, I'm going to post it.
Yeah.
No.
Why don't you post it right after this podcast episode?
Because I want an introduction video. I feel like when you're starting, like,
I will help you make an introduction video.
Like, you made that, like, the introduction one, like, this is me. And then my friend Matt, he did one of, like, hey, leaving, like, still working with Adam, but, like, he did an introduction of what's going to be going on to the channel, and then he posted his first video. Yeah. Here I am, never posted. Like, we've done, like, crappy, like, fun YouTube channels just to pass time, but, like, I want to make this into, like, things that I do on a day-to-day when it comes to photography. I want, like, an introduction. And I want, like, a sit-down, like how this is, talking to the camera. This is what's going to go on, plan it out, write it up, post that, and then post the, like, videos.
Why don't you just make the introduction video?
Because I haven't gotten to it.
Because he hasn't gotten to it. That's what I'm saying. Bro, because you have an interesting idea. So if you want to explain, like, what your YouTube channel would be, I was like, damn, I would watch that. Even if I wasn't into photography, it's an interesting concept to do. So pitch your YouTube channel, and I'm sure you'll get 2 subscribers out of it, for sure.
So it's all off of Taylor Jackson. I'm gonna, like, put him out there. So what it is I would have my camera on, like, a day-to-day, like, shoot, and I would have a GoPro on top recording whatever. So, like, if I'm using the zoom ring, it shows it. If I'm trying to focus it, it shows it. And the GoPro also captures all my finger movement. So, like, whenever I'm changing aperture, shutter speed, basically the camera shows you what, like, my hands are doing. And then that's going to be during it. And then I also want to have a voiceover of me going through the photos, picking and choosing the right ones, editing them, and figuring out what I'm going to do with it. And then that way, so, like, if I'm going through, I don't know really how I'm going to start it, like the beginning of it, but I want to be able to, if, like, I'm going through and I'm picking out, all right, for example, I did a wedding. This is blah, blah, blah. Throw the clip in from when I got that exact picture, how I framed it up, like, what went on with it and how I did it all. Just basically what I do. Because people are like, they don't, in my opinion, they don't really give creative people, like photographers and videographers. They're like, oh, it's not that hard. there's a lot of work.
There's a lot of fucking work.
There's a lot of work. And to like see, because I mean, now to me, it's like muscle memory. So on my camera, I know where everything is. It's cool because I've done like just sample shots. Or like when I did a basketball game, it was cool watching me like go in and out of the zoom, like back and forth. Like it looks crazy, all the fingers. And it's like, why can't I explain that to people? Like, this is what I do, and this is how I want to do it.
But yeah, I mean, that's a sick concept for a YouTube channel, I think, because I mean, I would watch it because I'm into video photography. I think you have an interesting style in how you approach shooting photography anyway, so I'd watch for that. I just feel like people in general, like, I feel like the day in the life of an ESPN photographer or something, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that necessarily with, like, all the legal shit, but it's something people would click on, you know what I mean? And if I saw a video like, hey, I'm Justin, this is my shoot, like when you did the celebrity NBA game or whatever.
Like that.
That'd be sweet.
Like you're sitting there and like, I don't want to have it to where it's like, you know, where I'm vlogging. Like, I like vlogs.
Do you like vlogs? Exactly. Like, do you actually like vlogs?
Depending who it is.
I agree. Like,
it depends who it is and what it's about. Like, if you're not doing anything like interesting, going to like a just in general, I don't like it. I won't.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Now, Casey Neistat, I mean, the man can just chill in his studio. I'll watch it. But I just don't want to have like that simple vlog look. Like, I'll definitely, like, I see myself with it, and it's weird. I see myself having, like, if I get something like the celebrity basketball game again, I want to get an extra media pass to bring someone like you, so that way you can film me behind the scenes, so that way I have different angles of, like, you know how, like, Parker Welbeck has it like that? I want to do like that, but also have a shot on my camera, and it's
that you could cut back and forth in between. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
It's like a behind the scenes of, like, what I'm doing, and it's not like stage. It's not like, hey, you know, we're doing this.
You don't have the goofy vlog personality.
No, it's just like, hey, you know, we have a celebrity basketball game. I'm getting 2 media passes. Let's go.
Yeah,
follow me around. Also enjoy it, but follow me around and just make a video.
Yeah, more. I don't want to say educational, because it is educational because you're watching you do the thing.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit there and not talk to it and just take pictures and not say anything. Like, I'm definitely going to be, all right, this is how, these are like the correct settings. This is what's going on with it. You know, how I'm trying to frame it, if I'm doing horizontal, like, just like explain to the, like, whoever's watching how I'm like going about shooting this basketball game or just anything.
And I could see you also, like, maybe it's the end of the video, like, and this is the best picture I took of this day, and here's the breakdown of why I picked this.
Explain, this, like, literally going into detail of what I do.
And that'd be sweet. And I that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's such a great concept, but there's nothing out yet. So it's like, what? No, I'm not roasting you that way. I'm the same way.
I have clips. Like, I have clips from a basketball game. I have clips from the drift event.
Why don't you put that all in the intro video? You just, hey, I'm Justin, and then montage of just like all the shit going down.
I don't know. I gotta get to it.
I know. I feel that.
It's like, it's weird because it's like posting on Instagram where you're just like, find a picture, post it, caption it, tag whoever, and you're done. YouTube, for I don't know why, but
YouTube is completely different.
I think it's bigger in a.
Because put this, like, I was watching literally yesterday while I was eating, I was watching how to grow more organically on YouTube and just like things about the algorithm and shit like that. And I was watching this one guy, and he brought up a really good point where one YouTube subscriber is worth like 50 Instagram followers. It's worth like 50 Twitter followers, because there's models on like Instagram and Twitter, and like, I'm not downplaying anyone with a big following. If you have a big following on Instagram, congrats. You're still gonna make money for sure. Yeah. That being said, the difference between that and just seeing a picture versus people consuming like a 10-minute video of you like twice a week is huge. And I think that's why I want to grow on YouTube so much compared to everything else, just because when you build an audience on YouTube, they feel because there's real people on Instagram that follow you, obviously, but it's a more real audience as opposed to any other platform.
I fought it terrible because I'm not good at it, and like I follow a lot of people on Instagram. I don't like everyone's picture. I've not liked every one of your pictures. I've never like I don't go through and go bam and them all, like,
because it feels like a waste of time almost.
And I don't judge it to where like, oh, if the picture's cool, I'll like it. Most of the time I pick up my phone, I'm going through Instagram to pass time. And like I'll click on like the dumb videos that like is like suggested and stuff like that. But when it comes to YouTube, if I'm subscribed to you, I'm watching you.
Exactly.
I watch all the people that I'm subscribed to. I have like my nightly routine to where I lay in bed, I pop up YouTube, and it's like he posts a video, they did, and it's like, sweet, I gotta catch up. And if you go through like Peter McKinnon and Jared, like all of like the people that I watch that do photography and just anything that camera related, if you go through their channel, it's viewed. I've viewed everything. But now if you go to like their Instagram, I like maybe one or two out of the last 10 posts. I'm more connected with YouTube than Instagram.
I think that's most people, because I don't want to say YouTube almost like becomes their friend. You could come out, Adam. This is Adam. This is already.
Listen, I thought you were over here and Justin was over here, so I was sitting at my door waiting for the approach. So I can
go. He made it. He was episode 1's guest, and now he's episode 3 cameo.
Special guest.
Yeah, I don't even think they can see you. Yeah. Damn, what were we saying? Vlogs. No, you're good. We were saying how. Oh, we were bringing up how YouTube, obviously, I think what's unique about YouTube too is like everyone's on YouTube because you could cater YouTube to the exact content you want to consume. Like we were talking about vlogging, right? I'm not into Disney vloggers because that's just not what I'm into. But that being said, there's people that go around Disney, record, hey, here's my day at Disney, blah, blah, blah.
Mickey bar,
and they have 50,000 subscribers, and you make money just walking around walking around Disney, which is crazy. And there's people, like, it's not going to be me and you, but there's people that are subscribed to 15 of those people. And their nightly routine is, oh, let me watch all the Disney vlogs. So what's cool about not just YouTube and in general is you can make so much money talking about whatever the fuck you want to. Like, people always ask, like, oh, I don't know how to find my passion. There's the question of what would you do if you could just do it all the time? And people be like, I don't know, like, I kind of just like to party. You could make money. Whether there's so many aspects of partying, whether it be like reviewing clubs in New York, you know what I mean? Like every night you go to a new club and you're like, here's my thoughts on this. Or it could be a bar. Maybe you're into the music side of it. Maybe you want to talk about like club music. Like there's just like, it sounds stupid as shit. Yeah. Money talking about anything. We could make money doing this eventually, just talking about nothing right now. Like we are. Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, right? So I think you could always break down to, it's just this very simple concept of, if this was your last day on Earth, what the fuck would you do? Just figure out a way to do that, because that thing can make you money eventually, which is crazy. But going back into YouTube and vlogging, I guess, because it doesn't sound like a vlogging channel at all, but it sounds like something.
I mean, there would be like little clips of like if someone can't make it.
Yeah, it's like Parker Wahlbeck, who obviously we know, people that are into filmmaking know, but the random general population probably doesn't know who the fuck that guy is.
I'm not gonna go, like, if I can't get like an extra media pass, I'm not gonna go there, hold out the camera and be like, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
We're here with.
It looks unprofessional.
Photo.
Yeah.
No, I would only do the GoPro throughout the whole thing, and then when I get home, I would sit down, explain to it, like have like a camera like this talking. And then go into screen sharing my computer, so that way you get me talking and like explaining it, and you can also like visually learn it as well.
And I'm gonna ask you the question. This is the question. Is the reason you're held back from posting this type of shit, do you think there's like a part of you that's like, what if people think this is embarrassing? What if people...
I don't care.
You don't care? Then what? Then what holds you back?
My opinion is
Is it the perfectionist thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Well, yeah, I 100% agree with that.
I'm not gonna say. I mean, obviously, you gotta look into like what people think to like base off of like what you're gonna do next, and maybe all right, a lot of people didn't like that. Let's not do that. Let's do something different. But like, life's too short. If you don't like it,
just move on.
Just move on. Don't click it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do. This is what I want to do. I'm not. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna take advice from people, but like, this is how I've thought of this for about like over a year. I mean, maybe like 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years. I've wanted to do YouTube. This is how I want to do it. And if you don't like it, I mean, there's thousands and millions of other subscribers out there you can go watch.
There's 7 billion people on the planet. There's at least 1 million people out there that'll enjoy watching the photography vlog type thing.
At first, you're like, maybe that sounds cool, but like how I vision it, obviously I don't have like the stuff to do it, but like how I eventually want to get to it, I think it would be great because it's a learning experience. Plus, you get to like, you learn from what I'm doing, and you're also watching what I'm doing, so it explains everything.
And I think what's cool about that is you have the idea already. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of putting shit out. Because I think a lot of people want to make a YouTube channel. I think everyone has this weird. It's not even like people don't even want to say they want to be an influencer anymore. There's just something about being a YouTuber that's so appealing. Like, I made shit videos when I was.
Oh, I do. I have tons of just pointless,
random
like going to the lake and jumping off a tree. We made a whole vlog about it.
Of just jumping off the tree?
Well, I mean, it was a 50-foot tree, but...
See, that's sick, though. No, you haven't watched it.
We were like, hey, let's make a video.
See, no, that sounds sick. I was talking about, like, the new movie that came out to my webcam, and even though those were so bad, it taught me the very basics of learning how to edit a video, which I couldn't do any of the editing shit I know now if I wasn't doing that.
That's something I also have to learn.
Video editing?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
I mean, I'm sure you would be decent at it, though, considering, or at least after a couple rounds of practice, if you're so good with the photo thing. But it's a completely different workflow.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried.
I mean, yeah, but...
I'll stick to, like, iMovie. I know iMovie.
That's all you need to know to put shit out. Everyone makes it so much more complicated than it is. They're like, what editing software do I need? What camera do I need? If you're just starting, you get...
Phone. Use your phone.
You could use the phone.
Use the phone. Get into it. Be committed.
Yeah.
And then go.
Get a $20 lav mic that I just bought that you could plug into the iPhone because I'm going to use that because that's clutch.
There's a guy, I kind of watch him. But
kind of watch him.
It's like if he's there, he's there. Like, I'll watch it. There's a guy, like, he will literally walk around, have somebody record on his phone, walk around, and instead of with like a lav mic, like a studio mic, he would go up to people and ask them questions with his phone and use his phone audio, and he has over 1 million subscribers.
Exactly.
And he only uses his phone for audio and the other guy recording it.
Yeah, and that's it.
It's like you don't need thousands of dollars.
Especially for YouTube. And I think the reason a lot of people never start is because they think they have to drop like $2,000 worth of equipment, which is not the case. And I think you have to put out the bad shit to get to the decent shit, to get to the good shit, to get to the great shit. So what I mean by that is when I was making those shitty videos, I stopped eventually because they're like, this is going nowhere. I'm not in the YouTube ability to produce content like this. I'm just bad at it. But at the same time, there were a lot of people doing the same thing on YouTube, just talking about movies. And I subscribed to them. We would like comment on each other's videos, had a couple of Google Hangouts, met a lot of really cool people from all around the world. Some of them I went to Sundance with. So like they're normal, cool people around my age that just happen to like what I liked, which was cool to have someone to talk to about that, especially because in high school, no one I really knew liked movies the way I did. So it was cool to find people to talk to stuff like that about. But this one guy, Art, the ATZ show at the time, I had like 300 subs, he had like 500 subs or something. It was stupid small. Basically both doing the same thing, even though it was
500. I mean,
500 is a lot, you think? I mean, 500 is a lot.
To start out.
Well, I'm saying...
YouTube is... I mean, getting subscribers on YouTube, I feel, is way harder than getting followers. Like,
no, it's a million times harder, for sure, yeah.
500... I think, like, when you look at it, 100 or even, like, 1,000 subscribers... it, to me, is like 10,000, maybe 5,000 followers on Instagram. People will look at it and be like, oh, you got like 5. Like the normal like amount that I've like seen on Instagram is like anywhere from 500 to 1,000. That's like the normal amount most people have. You just start out a YouTube channel, dude, getting to 100 subscribers, like
getting to 100 subscribers is the hardest thing.
If the day that I get to 100 subscribers, like if I start it,
when you start it,
if I do,
when you start it, because it's a good idea. We already talked about it.
I'm like, wow, I started from 0 to like now I'm here, and it's like every milestone is going to be a lot better than like I hit 500 followers, 600 followers. I think it's harder on YouTube than it is Instagram.
It is. I mean, we'll get to that in a second because my YouTube channel that I was just talking about with the movie reviews, eventually so I posted the weight loss video on that one, which already started to take off. It has like 20,000 something views already. Yeah, and I went from 1,800 subscribers to 2,100 subscribers over the course of the month, just off that one video. So now there's a lot of people subscribing to me just for fitness stuff. And that's why I was trying to work on rebranding everything, because it's like there's people... I mean, granted, it's an old channel. I didn't really post movie stuff anymore. So even though it says 2,100 subscribers, who knows how many of them are actually active when I post new shit. So I'm kind of in this weird realm of there's people expecting fitness shit, there's people expecting movie shit, and I was like, how do I just fuse those things into like this is a Chase channel. I could talk about whatever I want, and that's kind of how I'm working on the rebranding thing. But I was also at that point where when I had the 300 subscribers... and my boy Art had the 500. He kept going. He kept experimenting. He kept trying different things. Now I work for the dude. You know, he has 700. I just saw like 790,000 subscribers. It's fucking crazy and great for him. He's a hardworking motherfucker. We'll have him on at some point. I just wanted to get the in-person ones done for a while. But yeah, just seeing that growth of like my boy being able to get to that level, I'm like, oh, so it is possible. It isn't like this weird random like stroke of he was handed something, you know what I mean? I saw the hard work from the 500 subs to where he is now. I'm like, damn, that's fucking sick. And I know you kind of like are in a similar boat where you have helped out people that have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, so you know too. The grind is fucking crazy.
It's hard.
It is so hard.
It is not something that like, you know, you can pick up a camera and talk to the camera and post it, and you're going to just pop out, you know, a couple thousand. It's hard. Like
freelancing and landing clients for businesses is, I think, I don't want to say way easier, but it's definitely easier than making a successful YouTube
learning
channel.
Photography. Learning photography and mastering a camera is way easier than like the people that have a lot of YouTube followers what they do. I've seen Adam like behind the scenes and how much like the amount of stress, because you got to think you have like with him with 3 million, he has over 100,000 views every time like he posts a video, and it's like there's so much stress built up to, you know, this is what's going to happen this day, this is what we're going to do, this is how it's going to go, and if it doesn't go as planned, you can see him just get really stressed out because he has to put something out. There's no skipping a day, and if he skips a day, then, you know, the thousands of people are going to get upset, and
there's a ton of social pressure that you don't get from,
and then I mean, even with working with Matt and making that video when the audio was messed up, going through and seeing all the hate comments, and it's wrong.
Yeah, speaking of that video, because
oh man,
yeah, there's a point where everyone thought you were basically dead because you blew up my
GoPro.
Because
Matt's video, so
let me let me preface.
You explain from your point of view.
The prologue to what happened. So, I'm working on a shoot for my two boys, Angelo and Andreas, helping them out with their short film, and I'm helping out with a lighting scenario. They're in the middle of a take, and I feel my phone vibrating. So, since I'm on set, I'm not going to see who it is.
I called twice, right? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, maybe you called twice. I don't remember. Either way, when the shot was over, I checked my phone. It was like Justin calling me. I was like, "Hey guys," because they were talking to the actors or whatever. I was like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna see what this is about." Just thinking Justin needs groceries or some shit. I don't know. So I pick up the phone, and he goes, "I just want you to know, your GoPro's fine. There's not even a scratch." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So then Justin goes, "Yeah, the GoPro did blow up," and I'm thinking like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, I was on fire." I was like, I'm picturing in my head like, "Bro, what do you mean the GoPro was on fire?" Like, I thought the thing imploded. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So then he's like, "Yeah, the car blew up." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Is he okay?" And Justin's doing his laugh like, "Yeah, he's fine." I was like, "All right, I guess I'll see you tomorrow." Then he's like, "Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow." Bump, just another fucking Justin Wingate shoot where it's like nothing.
The car blew up.
Well, yeah, how'd the car blow up? Just it. I'm not a car guy.
I'm trying to explain it in like the easiest way because it gets technical. Because technically, because you can get into really technical with the engine that he has, a 1JZ. Okay. I mean,
you already lost me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so the car that he has, the engine that he has in the car, you know what a turbo is?
Kind of.
A turbo.
That's the boost in video games usually.
Yeah, it's like the boost. You know? Everybody gets the boost. That drives the engine to overwork itself. And basically, when he was going drifting, because he's a professional drifter, when he was going in, when the back tire dropped off the road, it caused like a reaction with something with the engine. It overspun and overcranked the engine, so it threw a rod right out of the bottom end of the block, a piston rod.
You are fucking losing me.
That's what I mean. You know, I get really technical, or basically rod shot out of the block, the oil spill onto the manifold, causing a fire, and his car fucking blew up.
And he was fine. I saw
he was perfectly fine, and he spun around, and before the car even stopped, my man was out.
My man was done.
He was gone.
The GoPro clip, it's the coolest clip the GoPro's ever recorded. Probably that I've seen. Yeah,
it was one of the ones nuts. Like, oh fuck, is he okay? Make sure everything's okay. He was fine. There's a couple thousand people there. Everybody was like, oh, making sure, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have 3 GoPros in the car.
Yes,
fuck,
expecting them all to be melted, and not a single one was fucked up. I mean,
if you watch the clip, it was crazy, and I'm
it's
like,
fucking nuts.
Yo, everything's good, everything's fine, and then I see. When you have a fire extinguisher, it creates like this white residue everywhere. It's terrible to clean up. It was everywhere, and even inside of the car. And I'm like, oh fuck!
GoPros are done. Yeah.
I lost all 3, and yours were on his helmet. So I'm like, I knew that yours was fine, but it was just trying to explain to you like what the fuck happened. I'm like, should I tell him now, or should I wait until he posts the video or like a clip
just send it to me?
And then send it
that would have been funny as shit.
I know,
too.
but it
like,
was him and but it was just. I ran over there quickly. I'm like, yo, you good? Everything's fine. He's like, film this, film that. I was filming everything. I'm like, yo, motherfucker, GoPro's in the car. Are they okay? All fine. Even the one we had under the cluster to like film his feet, that's where the
still
fire
fine.
Really was. Perfectly fine.
Yeah,
no
so if you need something that's going to be fire resistant camera wise, get the GoPro. I couldn't believe it. They all blew up in the car, and they were all fine, which is crazy. So within a month span, maybe like a month.
No, it was a month. I think it was all in the same month.
Within, let's say 6 weeks, my GoPro had been on fire. My drone had been sunk in the Keys, which is maybe we could talk about that. Maybe that
one was funny.
Me and Adam were gonna talk about it on our podcast because Adam is the one. He was like the final blow. You know, he's the one that found it. But we had a Keys Miami trip. back in September. Nothing crazy. I was trying to just make a Florida video that I could send to travel companies, which luckily so far, as of recently, has been a good little portfolio piece that people will really enjoy. So I was like, all right, if I'm making a Florida video, I just need footage of the Miami and the Keys. I'll go back to Miami. That was my first time in Miami when like everything's opened up and we're back in normal world. And I could like properly go to Miami, do the clubs and everything. But it was mainly just to see the city, whatever. And I brought my drone. So we do Miami for we do Miami for a night. We do the Keys for a night. Then we get up the next day. Devin, I'll have Devin on the podcast one time too. I think I'll have Devin on soon. Goes, hey, we got all this footage left. Why don't we stop at one more beach on the way home? I said, okay, let's do that. So we get to this secluded beach. It's kind of like blocked off. There's like two resorts. Yeah.
In between two resorts. And
there's
it's like a half-assed beach.
I wouldn't even call it a beach. It was like just 12 feet wide of you could walk down here. Yeah. It was just... And that was it. So we're like, all right, there's a cool palm tree. Let's get some cool footage. I fly the drone out to the sea. This is right after I get my drone piloting license. So I'm certified to actually do this well. So the drone goes out, get a really sick shot of being right above the water. It looks awesome. If you watch the This Is Florida video I have on my portfolio YouTube channel, you will see that it's a pretty sick shot, I think. It's close to the water for a reason. And then I get one more shot of them walking down the street that was behind the beach. But as I'm doing that...
Well, we walked. Adam and I went back to the car because we're like, hey, it's hot.
It's hot, yeah.
I want to sit in the AC. Like, I was at that point where I'm like, we got to drive.
Yeah, because we had 5-ish hours to go back home.
So we were just sitting in the car and catching AC.
Ready to go, yeah. So then I realized that my frame rate, if you're not a camera person, the frame rate is an important part of filmmaking, to put it in the most basic term. And just to sum it up, I had the wrong frame rate of what I wanted. So it's like, fuck, I got to get one more shot. I got to do all that shit again real quick. But they'd already gone back to the car, so I was on my own. So I set up the drone to the right thing. I go for the shot a second time. The first time was my warning. The second time, I go, I send the drone out. It's close to the water. I turn the drone around. For a 0.5 second difference, it disconnects. And I have the clip of the drone going under.
That was great.
The shit drops. So I see my drone, the screen go underwater. And when I tell you I've never felt heartbreak like that drone sinking in that water, it was awful. It was the worst feeling I've ever had in my entire life. So then I don't even know how to process how I just sunk my $800 drone. So I called Justin, who's a free diver, in the car. Yeah.
Back to when I called you about the GoPro. We're in the car, and all I got to call was you called once, and I'm like, I ain't answering it. Because I do that. Like, sometimes I just don't feel, and it's terrible. But I just don't feel like answering it sometimes. So, but you call the second time, I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. Someone double calls me, it's important. You call, and it's just a, hey, come back here, drone's in the water.
Drone's done.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
And luckily, Justin's a free diver. So he's like, all right. So this is why I like Justin. This is why I like Adam and Devin as well. I've had groups of friends where if my drone sunk in the water, they'd be like, damn, that sucks. Let's go home. That thing was deep. And Justin was like, all right, I'll be right there. Drives the car up, gets all the free diving gear out. And we're about to go, we don't know where it is. There's a GPS on my phone that says the general idea of where it would be.
I was ready. I was ready to go.
Justin was to paint the picture. We don't know where the drone is in this ocean. It's deep. We're not talking like 12, 20 feet out. We're talking, it ended up being 450 feet out. It was 130 yards, right?
It was more than 2. I think it was like a football field, maybe.
No, we did the math. It was like 3 football fields, I'm pretty sure. Which is fucking crazy. Mind you, at the same time, I saw a water airplane, whatever they're called, seaplane, yeah, fly down and land right after I land my drone. So the entire time I'm thinking, I could get hit by a fucking plane that's landing if we don't find this drone on time. So after like 45 minutes of searching, we are deep in this fucking ocean. Luckily, it wasn't like deep, but it was like
10 feet.
10 feet, yeah. But it could have been way worse. It could have been like that shit was done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's which is what I thought it was gonna be. And I'm moving around. I'm like panicking. Not really. Well, I was panicking. I was like, "Fuck! I don't want to drop 800 on a new drone." So then, all I see is Adam yell, "I got it!" He goes down, puts the drone up. I've never felt such satisfaction in my entire damn life. That was one of the best times in my entire life.
Drone, water, GoPro, fire.
Everything in one go.
All during the pandemic.
So that was a nice little time. Mm-hmm. I had a really good time with that one. But, what are you doing?
Taking this hot.
You're taking that off?
Yeah. It was too hot in here. I had to take my jacket off.
Oh, yeah? I mean, there it is. It's gone. I had to turn off the AC. I have to turn the AC off for these too, which makes it really. I don't know why I'm wearing a fucking jean jacket because
of the lights.
Yeah, it gets heated.
It's pressure, you know.
It is pressure. Yeah. I don't. What else are we gonna talk about, Justin? Call of Duty came out.
Oh, here we go.
Are we gonna talk about Call of Duty? We could. I don't know. Why not? I don't know shit about video games.
What about Call of Duty?
What gets into it? Call of Duty was a very popular game when we were growing up. Mm-hmm. I guess I used to
Modern Warfare 2. Well, I played Call of Duty 4, but Modern Warfare 2 is like the first real.
This is the part of the podcast where if you've never played Call of Duty, you might get bored, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So, but I think there is value in going back to I guess the filmmaking part of it because I think a lot of people should play video games if they struggle to learn how to tell a story. Like, I want to make a video game so fucking bad if I ever have the money.
Like,
I think it'd be
actually,
sweet.
like...
Not animate or develop, like
make a fucking
I want to write the script of a story
and turn it into
a video game. I think that'd be dope.
That's cool.
Right? That'd be sweet.
I've never heard of that. That is...
Right? I don't like have the skills to animate anything. No. So I would need a really cool team. Yeah, but if I could come up with the story of something, that'd be sweet. Because Call of Duty has underrated campaigns. Like, there's some shit that you do in the Call of Duty storylines that is fucking... Do you remember when No Russian...
1?
I was going to say No Russian.
5? Yeah, No Russian. Oh,
that was...
The airport scene?
There is a level in Modern Warfare 2 where you're an undercover terrorist. And it's, like, so fucked up. And you're like... This is genius storytelling, but it's disgusting.
But the craziest thing was if you played the campaign, you never knew that mission was coming. You're just playing. Next thing you know, bam, you're at an airport and you're like...
You're told to kill a bunch of random innocent
they just start opening fire and then the gun draws up and you're like...
You're like, what am I going to do?
What do I do? What is going to happen? I just feel... It doesn't feel right. But it's just like crazy that they... thought of it, and it...
You could not do that in 2020. There's no way.
Oh my God, no.
But Call of Duty does do stuff like that, where they remade Modern Warfare, right? And there's that one level where the characters... I forget, it was a year since I played it, but they are... I think it was Iraq, actually, where there's a part where you play as an Iraqi kid. Mm-hmm. And when the Americans are coming in or whatever, and you're, like, escaping, and you have to kill some other guy... Fucking crazy level. And I think the point is, like, there are cool stories to tell through video games that I think people just kind of put off every once in a while, even though there's some cool shit out there. But yeah, I guess that's how I vaguely connected to the podcast. So what do you think of the new Call of Duty, Justin? Because you're I've never seen someone like Call of Duty more than Justin Wingate, for sure. You're always on there.
It's new. I can't say 100%. I don't like the multiplayer. I like zombies, and I got to do the campaign. But it's too new to like have
its footing, because I feel like you can't tell.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Here's another thing I wanted to bring up was like Call of Duty was like the shit when I was in like 7th, 8th grade till like
it had
most of high school.
It had its blow up, and then it died down.
And then they made what were they? They were called Call of Duty Ghosts. I remember I was like, that one sucked.
Ghost was the one that, because I mean, you had, when did Ghost come out? You had Black Ops 2.
Great fucking game.
Personally, I think Black Ops 2 is one of, if not the greatest Call of Duties ever.
Done.
That came out, and I mean, it was huge. The following year was Ghost.
Was it after Black Ops 2?
Oh, no.
It might have been, though. Either way,
I think it was after Black Ops 1. That's my fault.
No, I think it must have been Black Ops 2, because I remember that was on the new Xbox. That was one of the first games I got on the
you're
Xbox
right. It was,
One.
yeah.
And I was so excited, because like that was the time Call of Duty was my shit. That's what all my friends were playing.
It was Ghost and then Advanced Warfare.
Which also was ass. Yeah. I don't know.
That's when Advanced Warfare was like when I went into like the full blown like MLG, like gaming,
you lost me, yeah.
like
I'm not into gaming like that.
Like the professional. Because I mean, for people, you look at people that like play Call of Duty, and you're like, yeah, dude, go get a life, right?
Yeah.
Those people make millions.
It's crazy how much money esports brings in.
It's just as like Major League Gaming right now, and it's still weird to like talk about it, but like the gaming community is just not, if not like, there are more people that watch it. I mean, look at Ninja. He had Drake.
ESPN had him on, yeah. Drake. He
had Drake and all these NFL players and just stars just for him playing Fortnite. And that's crazy. And people, like, you're brought up to, like, you know, you only play a specific amount of video games once you finish your homework, or, like...
Yeah. It's like, all right, you could go play for an hour.
Yeah, like, most of the time I was grounded, so I had my Xbox taken away. Like, I couldn't, like, play. And these people are out here making millions and millions and millions of dollars by playing a video game. Crazy.
I never got into, like, watching people play video games. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. And I don't know, it almost seemed like the nerdy thing growing up. And in some ways, I could still see the argument of, like, I guess it would fall in the nerdy category. But at the same time, it'd be like, oh, you're watching Twitch or whatever. Or, like,
right? Are you playing, like, the biggest one now is, like, PC. A lot of people are moving into playing on PC. And it's like...
building your own computer.
Yeah, like, back then, like, whenever I built mine was, like, the whole thing was if you build a computer and, like, you play video games on a computer, you're a nerd. Because you're playing it on a computer with keyboards, and it's just no.
But the fact that people like Ninja make that much fucking money, like I remember him. ESPN did a story on him, and he was making, I don't know what he makes now, but they were saying it was something along the lines of $500K a month.
Well, he made
playing Fortnite.
So Twitch cut him. You know Twitch?
Yeah, I know what Twitch is, but.
Twitch cut him in a way, so he signed a $30 million deal with some other...
$30 million?
Sign-on bonus.
With who?
With, Mixer, I think it is. Don't quote me on it, please don't. It's another streaming service. Not streaming, it's another gaming platform just like Twitch.
He gets paid $30 million.
Here's the flip to it. He got paid $30 million to only stream on that and not to be with Twitch affiliated at all.
So kind of like what Spotify did with Rogan?
Yeah.
Okay. Just the same thing.
Got at it, got in arguments, something other happened, got out of that deal. But he got out of it because someone offered him more money. So in the end, he made like $80 million just to stream with Mixer for a little bit and got out of it. And now he's free agent, so he can stream wherever the hell he wants. And he made like $80 million off of it.
That's fucking crazy. So yeah, when my mom was like, "Get off the video games," I could have been a video game star. Yeah,
motherfucking Ninja out here making $30 million.
Yeah,
like,
well,
I'm gonna sit my ass.
At that point,
video games.
I mean, I know it's called esports, but it's almost like that. I don't know the numbers, obviously, of how many people watch video game superstars like that, because it's just like not a world I'm really knowledgeable in. But if he's making that much money, like you're talking someone that's more popular than like a baseball player. You know what I mean? Like someone in the MLB. And I guess there's the argument of where we are 100 years from now. Like what's still going to be relevant because everything's always going to change. But I feel like sports like baseball that are becoming more boring to a lot of people. I mean, obviously, if you like baseball,
it's a
if you like
sport.
if you like baseball, it's nothing against you. I'm just saying I've seen the statistics of like the numbers that drop with baseball compared to most of the other sports, and it's just like, is that going to be the new norm like 100 years from now? Like, instead of the family getting around to watch a baseball game, you get around the TV and watch Twitch play.
Well, I mean,
or watch Ninja play the new Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking crazy.
It's mind blowing. That before it was like oh, you're a nerd, or like, you know, it was not a huge thing, to now it's massive. So many people. I mean, it's just like going back to Call of Duty, to where when we were younger, it was, you know, all your buddies came on and played, and then it died down, and then out of nowhere, you told me earlier that Cold War was like the number one selling.
Yeah, I saw an article. It was like the number one. It was like the
all-time
on a day one release. It was like the biggest digital release ever, and obviously a pandemic helps with that. But it's crazy.
Black Ops 1 came out 10 years ago. Or 12 years ago, I think it was 12 or 10 years ago.
Well, they bank off nostalgia.
Yeah,
man. That's
it's just like, what?
Because I played it because I was like, oh, this is a follow up to the OG Black Ops, the game I played when I was like 14.
Yeah,
of course I'm gonna play.
You get out of school, you bust out your homework, and then you and your buddies from like third period, you all get on and you talk shit. So like now it's just, there's thousands of people. It's crazy how like fast like the video game community blew up.
Well, and they know what they're doing with the whole nostalgia thing too. Like it's just so bankable. Like you just see random shit come back. Like I don't know, Fortnite. I don't know how popular Fortnite still is. I assume it's still popular, but it's not as popular as it was like 2 years ago. Because like me and everyone in college was playing Fortnite.
Oh, I was too. I was
exactly. It was a phase, and then it kind of just died out. But I think they'll announce like a Fortnite 2 10 years from now, and it'll make bank. Because people like bringing it back around. That's the same thing Disney does with like Star Wars. Like whenever
genius.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, was the Star Wars as good as the originals? No. But the thought of like, you know, you took a break, and then now coming out with a new one, it hypes everybody up.
You have people that were our age when, say, the prequels came out, and then when the Disney ones come out, they have kids. Not only are they seeing it, they're bringing their kids.
Oh, like Lion King. Yeah, the anime one came out, what, 80s, 90s?
90s.
Yeah. And then you wait 20 years, and it's bam.
You're going to go see it again.
Action, like,
it's back in your head. Yeah, it's crazy how they bank off that shit. But I didn't think we were going to talk about nostalgia. Yeah, Call of Duty and
a fire. Drone in the water.
I think it was for a very hungover podcast, a solid attempt. We had a Friendsgiving last night, and my ass, I thought I was better on my drinking, and I definitely am, but I was like, let me drink a little bit more last night. Yeah, the horrible idea to shoot a podcast the next morning, but that's the dedication I have to such a small fan base. So we were talking about growing YouTube channels and things. So did that light just die too? Damn, we are having a time. Well,
thank you for having me.
Thank you for sure. But I got so sidetracked by that light. Anyway, getting up to 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel for Hanging With Azarian would be very cool. If you're like, damn, he has 60 subs already, that's because I had an old podcast that I deleted all the stuff for. So I'm kind of starting fresh. Posting the podcast episodes on its own YouTube channel. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify.
That's cool.
Is it?
That's cool.
I'm glad you think that's cool for sure. It's on Google Podcast. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you listened to 3 episodes already, I really appreciate you for sure. Like I said, I'm going to take the YouTube thing a lot more seriously than this. This is kind of just my chill thing where I bring on someone I find somewhat interesting. And if you like listening to it, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, did whatever. I hate being the guy like, comment, subscribe, but
Post notifications on.
Post notifications, yeah. Press the fucking bell right there, yeah. So,
but you gotta be.
Of course, yeah. Justin, where can we find you? What's your YouTube channel gonna be called, man?
I don't know that one yet.
Yeah. Oh, you still gotta figure that out.
Instagram, writer photography 17. But other than that,
that's
it's a weight game.
It's a weight game.
It. I might not. I don't know.
He will. We're gonna convince him to do it. We're gonna convince him.
I gotta edit the video. But other than that, yeah, I'll post it.
It's gonna happen.
Not yet. I gotta make my introduction video. Hey, how you doing? This is my YouTube.
And then it'll drop.
It's like the Daytona dinner.
There we go. Well, I'll be waiting for it. And I also don't have an outro. So my thing is the guest has to pick what my outro would be. What would my outro be, Justin? Yeah. I put you on the spot. Let's see it.
So I just say the any?
Yeah. What do you think the outro should be?
That's a wrap.